Make sure to go and check out all of our latest merch at paddockmerch.com. We've got loads of new designs and even more products coming all the time. With 2 or more items, you get 20% off using the code Paddock20. And if you remember, there's even bigger discounts available. Link is in the description. Hello and welcome to Stretford Paddock. My name is Joe. This is the post-match reaction. I'm joined by Stephen Howson. 3-0 away to Tottenham. What do you make of that, mate?
I think that is what you make of it. It was 3-0 and it was away and it's 3 points. And you know what? If you're framing it with the fact it was a new formation, it was backs against the walls, and the previous performances, yeah, it was very good. I think there's a lot of room for improvement, and maybe you'll get that improvement if we're going to persist with this formation. But I think just switching to this formation gives you more questions than answers, I think.
You think? See, I thought, no shots on target conceded. I know Son had that decent chance, but I thought the fact that we limited Tottenham to so few chances was big today. Were you impressed with that defence? And obviously factoring in the fact that it's a huge change in formation as well.
Yeah, I think having Varane back brought a real calmness to him. There was a couple of opportunities where they managed to get sort of in behind us or in alongside us and looked like they'd overrun us a little bit. And Varane sort of just closed the door. He closed it a bit slow as well. I'm kind of like, get over there, like, don't stop something happening here. And he just sort of like, you could see him looking where everyone was, and his head was constantly moving. And then he just sort of closed them down. I think he did it once with Son and once with Kane. And I just thought, Jesus, that's elite, that is. That's someone who was entirely in control of the situation and shut it down. I thought he was unruffleable, if that's a word. And if it isn't, fucking put it in the dictionary. Because
it is now. It is now.
So I thought that was a very good positive. And one of the things that you do get with a back 3/5/7 is what some people are going to tell us it was, is that you do get a little bit more defensive structure. And maybe we needed that because we've been shite. For the last 3 matches, we've conceded, 11 goals? Is it
11, yeah.
It was like 11. And Maguire was basically at fault for like 11 of them. So I think defensively sound, no goals conceded, no shots on target conceded. Those are massive positives to take. And I think even though that I wasn't happy with how we kind of moved it through the thirds, but one thing that we did very good was we penetrated in their final third, in our final third quite a lot. And I thought that was a positive to take. Yes, it was Tottenham. Yes, they're shit at the moment. But ultimately, so are some of the teams that have knocked points off us so far this season. So I'm pleased for the players and I'm pleased for Ollie to get that result back in their favour. This is a monumental week, though. Winning against Spurs and dropping points against City and Atalanta still might not be enough. You know, he still might find himself out of work by Sunday with that. So it's a massive week for him. My worry with him happening upon a back 3, I think he'll probably stick with this probably for all of this week, which on one hand might mean that we get better at it as the week goes on, but on the other hand it might mean we've accidentally found something that works, and that doesn't fill me with confidence.
But who was it? Was it Conte at Chelsea? I can't remember who it was.
First 5 or 6 games, played a back 4.
Yeah. And then they switched after a loss, didn't they? Was it to Arsenal that loss? I can't remember who it was. But they went on to back 3.
Absolute tear, didn't they?
Yeah. So some things can happen like that. It's interesting that back 7 stuff that I saw that was trending on Twitter, calling it a back 7. When it's like half the people who are tweeting that want Conte to come in and play a back 5 every week. And yet when Ole does it, it's a back 7 and he's a disgrace and he's too defensive. I thought it was quite interesting. Cavani and Ronaldo together, on paper, bit slow, average age of 35. What did you make of them two? Because I thought they both looked excellent today.
Yeah, I'd love to find a way to have both of them in the system, to be honest, because I think that you can't really drop Cavani, but he's getting dropped because politically, Cristiano Ronaldo's Ronaldo. So you're going to end up dropping him to play Ronaldo, but I think he offers so much. He had a well-taken goal. I think he makes great runs off the ball. He's a traditional style striker, whereas literally no one else in the squad is. He offers something completely different, and he's elite, mate. He's absolutely minting it. Can you imagine having that in your Arsenal and going, nah,
yeah,
they got bother.
we were saying on the watch along, like, I know it's 10 years ago, but 5 or 6 years ago even, that's the best strike force in the world by a mile, isn't it? Cavani and Ronaldo, both sort of 29 years old. Like, it doesn't get any better than that. But I mean, there's still plenty left in the tank, I think, for both of them, especially Ronaldo, who 36 years old, got another goal today. I thought he felt like he was involved more. It looked like he was happy. I don't know if that, not necessarily happy, but it looked to me, the whole team, but especially Ronaldo, like they'd been instructed to do something and they did it. One of my biggest worries over the last few weeks, and one of the reasons I felt, and probably still do feel, that it's maybe inevitable that we do move on from Ole at some point, is it looked like the players weren't even being told what to do. Like that sort of lack of coaching to them. They were definitely coached today. What did you make of that side of things, where you got to say, no matter what, there were roles to be done and pretty much everyone did them. They were following the manager's instructions today, and there definitely were instructions.
Yeah, I think, you're probably right. And they might have maybe took extra heed because of the formation change, that there was things that they wanted to sort of see, and there was maybe they adhered to the instructions more because it was like, I don't fucking know what I'm doing in a back three and a forward two, so I'm going to maybe pay a bit more attention than perhaps they would have done on a different day. I thought Cavani's goal sort of epitomised what that front three was about. Bruno pressed it. Ronaldo wins it. Brilliant little turn to get out of trouble, and an impossible ball that he's played in behind the defence. And as soon as that ball made it past that last defender, you're like, here we go, 2-0.
Yeah, you just know.
He's not missing that.
No, he's not. The back three, I think, sort of allows the defenders we have to sort of push the best of their game forward. It allows them to be playing on the front foot. They can push into midfield and win balls back. It allows Maguire and Lindelof not just more time on the ball, but less pressure on the ball, so that if they do lose it, there's still, another two centre-backs behind them. Do you think we could, like you mentioned before, maybe accidentally, maybe because of necessity, just because of how defensively bad we've been, do you think this is something that could be a tactic long-term, or do you think it was literally, we're in an emergency, we have to just play every defender we've got?
Both. I think it was panic stations. But Ollie's had success with this formation previously at United, and he also played it for an extended period of time. I can't remember exactly how long it was. It was a 6-month or so period at Mulder for what, I don't know the reasons why, but he did. Like it's there on paper that he played it. So I'm not sure the reasons for it, but he played it. I did a video a few weeks ago, and I sort of looked at the different formations that United can and maybe should play. I think 4-3-3 was the one that I think we all want to see. Yeah. There was a 4-4-2 diamond, and there was a back three. Ultimately, every formation leaves a big name, seemingly big name on paper at least, out. The 3-5-2, you've just spent 75 million on a winger. What are we going to do with that? I don't think it's a bad thing to be tactically flexible. But it seems when Ollie gets a hold of a formation he likes, that's the new flavour of the month, and he kind of just keeps rolling with it for a while. If it gets him through this little sticky period into international break when they can maybe have a reset and a look at it, probably not a bad thing. And I think that might be what they do, to be honest with you.
You mentioned it there then, before we go, each formation has a big player or two or three that gets left out. You saw Rashford on the bench today. Maybe part of that was because of he's still coming back from injury. Sancho looks difficult to get him in a 5 at the back formation, which is one of the concerns that people had with Conte. But then look at Paul Pogba. I don't quite see how he fits into this team. I don't, at the moment, see how he fits into a 4-2-3-1. The rumors are that United have offered him 400 grand or so in this new deal. How does he fit in now? And I know this game isn't about Paul Pogba, but you mentioned there about the big stars. And, over the last 5 years, he's been United's biggest star. Where does this all work? Because, like I said, we're cutting out a lot of players, and Pogba seems to be cut out in almost every formation we try at the moment.
In a diamond, there's a spot for him in there.
Right,
I actually think if you got a proper number 6 alongside him, he can certainly play a deep line playmaker. I think he's got the ability to play that, especially when the defence that's settled, which might not be this season, in all honesty. It might take a little bit longer to bed that defence in. In a 3-5-2, you could even play him as part of the midfield too. or as a 10 in place of Bruno, but he probably isn't going to be someone that's rotated. He's going to have to find a starting 11 place. I would be a lot stricter if I was United. And I would say, listen, you are a wonderful player, and replacing you like for like is nigh on impossible. But if you don't want to be here, then fuck off. Because we're trying to find, the 11 best here is what we're trying to do. The best 11 rather than the 11 best. We're trying to find the team that works. And that might be finding a spot for a Ji-Sung Park or a James Milner or someone who's a bit of a grafter and a bit almost, a Thomas Gravison that Real Madrid had back in the day. Someone who you kind of go, really? Over, whoever the hell he replaced in the team. I think it might have been Redondo or something like that. Like a superstar name. Maybe it is a McTominay works more than a Pogba if everything else works around him because of the running he's got to do. You can't compare them as footballers in terms of their technical abilities. But if one's right for the team, then he's right for the team.
Yeah. Right then. Sum it up then. Three goals, 3 points, a clean sheet, no shots on target conceded. Was that United's best performance of the season so far?
How can it not be? Yeah, I think it comfortably is. You've got to frame it with how shit Spurs are. And you've got to say, it means fuck all if we don't win on Wednesday and if we get a spanking. I don't know, he might be able to get away with not beating City. But it's got to be a fucking 180-degree performance flip from Liverpool. I think if it was like a 1-1 or a 2-2 and we've gone for it and we've maybe conceded a daft goal, something like that, I think he'll get the benefit of the doubt. If we get trounced 5-0 at home to Manchester City, he won't be here.
Yeah, I think we just need to look like we're a sort of equal or thereabouts with City, don't we? We can't look like we did against Liverpool. It's just amateurish. Right.
No.
Cheers, Steve. Thank you for coming on. Let us know in the comments what you thought to that game. Let us know what you thought to Steve's reaction to it. Again, 3-0 win. Nothing to turn your nose up at. Manchester United beat Spurs away. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in a bit.